All right, so I have a Dana 60 and it has old steel wheels on it, right? And I think they look kind of goofy on my truck. A Dana 60, the hubs taper the farther you go in towards the rotor. And I'm going to try to run these 2003 and up Chevy Duramax stock GM wheels. They got some mold and stuff on them. Now these wheels fit perfect in the back, but they will not fit on the front because of the taper on the hub. So as you can see, I stick this wheel on. There's actually a gap. You really can't tell. It's hard to get in there. But this wheel will not seat, right? Another thing, if you want to run newer wheels on an old square body Chevy, you need to get lug nuts. I'm getting the lug nuts to have the thread on the outside so I can run the hub cap. But you need the lug nuts. I'll leave those in the description below. But the main part, what we're going to focus on today, is how to bore out a center of a wheel. Now, as long as you have the bolt pattern right, you can bore out the center to match your vehicle. So today I'm going to show you how to do it within 5 minutes to do 4 wheels. I only need to do 2, but I'm going to go ahead and do all 4 so I can rotate my wheels without having a problem. Only thing you're going to need is a cheap router. You can pick these up for like 80 bucks. This is a Bosch. It is adjustable. A bit like this. I didn't think it would work either on aluminum, but it does really, really good, as you'll see here in a minute. It's basically, I'm going to flip the wheel over. This don't protrude very far. You want to see about where it's hitting. It's actually hitting pretty good there. And you want to go clockwise with it, right? So we'll get you closer before we do it. But that's basically it. I like to run my speed on high. That way it don't grab. Just go a little bit at a time. And basically, for my application, this is all 2 passes is all I need to get to fit on the hub. You can mill this out. You've seen how easy that thing was to cut. You can mill this thing out clear out here if you had to. So I'm going to test fit this to be sure. And it seats right up on there. It's flush in the back. It'll bolt right on. Fits on there super perfect. Sometimes you'll get like a little rough ring around the edge. I'll just take a little file. And I go ahead and clean that up. So basically, that's all you do. Like I said, this thing cuts really, really well. You can see the shavings on the ground. So 2 passes for my application was perfect enough. If you have a super steady hand, you would never even know that you did this at home. Because the problem is, a machine shop wanted to charge me $400 just to bore the center out. It only needs a couple millimeters out. So if you have any kind of vehicle, whether it's a Jeep, Ranger, a car, if you can find the right bolt patterns, and you only need to go a couple millimeters on the center bore. As long as you have enough meat between your lugs, when you bore this out, I could go a ton if I wanted to. I mean, I could take that much out and still have a solid wheel. But like I said, the machine shop wanted to charge me $400 just to bore 4 wheels. If you don't have a router, you can go to Harbor Freight and get one for like 30 bucks. The bit's 30 bucks, and you can bore these out, bore your friends' wheels out, make a little cash on the side, and that thing you can use for 1,000 different projects around the house. So I was surprised about the wood bit. That's one thing that I couldn't figure out. There's a bunch of videos on YouTube. Never really mentioned what to do. There's like, oh, you can bore it out with a router. Now you can see you can bore it out the router, and I gave you the product part number, and as long as you have adjustable router, you'll be good. That's basically how you bore a hub out of a wheel at home for a couple minutes, and you can throw them on whatever you need to in no time. You don't have to mess around, take them to the machine shop, paying a bunch of money, for them to do that, and you don't have to mess around with using gas and driving around. You can do it right here at your house. So I thought I'd share that tip with you guys. This worked for Jeeps. I know a lot of people run Dana 60s in Jeeps and want to run different wheels. I didn't want to be the locally hated guy and ran big 20s on my truck. I wanted to be the guy that had a little bit of bling to his truck, but I wanted to stay kind of stock. So I got Duramax wheels, bored the centers out a little bit, and they actually look pretty good on this truck. So thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet. I'm Cherokee Ronnie. Stay dirty, my friends.